Well, the Hartford area is ranking high on a list from Realtor.com for the hottest housing markets. It's one of 3 areas of our state that's on the list. West Hartford, Hartford, and East Hartford rank 7th. Listings in that area are getting 3.5 times the views compared to the national average, and homes are on the market for about 41 days. The average price is $400,000.
The views per property and the supply metric, which is time on market, both suggest that buyers are really interested in homes. And so while we don't have data on whether these homes are getting more offers, the metrics suggest that buyers are seeing more competition and sellers are seeing more attention on their homes.
Hannah Jones is a senior economic research analyst at Realtor.com and says that the Hartford area has actually been among the hottest markets in the nation for the last 2 years. And one of the biggest reasons for that comes down to housing inventory. Our state doesn't have a lot. Last summer, we interviewed the then president of Connecticut Realtors, who said that we have just 5 to 6 months of inventory, and it's why home buyers are having such a tough time in the competitive market.
We see that active listings are still down about 80% compared to pre-pandemic. So that's compared to March 2019. So, and prices are about 40% higher and homes are selling about 30 days faster. So this market is so much tighter and I would say a lot more almost intense than it was pre-pandemic. We're seeing really high prices, homes are selling really quickly, and there are just not that many homes available on the market.
And it's not just the Hartford area getting a lot of interest. The Bridgeport, Stamford, and Norwalk section of the state ranked 14th on Realtor.com's housing list. It gets about 2.5 times the listing views compared to the U.S. average. Homes are on the market for about 43 days there, but the average price is $869,000, one of the highest on the list.
This area, despite being really expensive, is seeing a lot of demand. And so, kind of a similar, price tier would be the Boston area, which is also on this month's list and is also a really high priced market. But because of desire to be in that area, it is still drawing a lot of attention from buyers.
And while the Hartford and Bridgeport areas are in the top 15, another area didn't even crack the top 20. New Haven and Milford ranked 32nd on the list, down 13 spots from the previous month. But Jones says that while it's not as hot as it has been, it's still a competitive market.
It can just come down to the numbers for a given month. And so what I'll say is that, it's not necessarily that these areas have gotten less hot, but it's more they maybe have cooled off a little bit, and other areas have gotten relatively more popular, but they remain, near the top of this list among all the U.S. metros, which means that demand is still really high in a place like New Haven, and supply is likely still very low, which just keeps homes selling really quickly.
Jones says because of that, it's really crucial for home buyers to make sure that they know what they can afford.
Knowing your budget, knowing what you're looking for, and really coming to the market armed with a lot of good information is the best way to make sure you find what you're looking for and don't get yourself in a situation where you've taken on mortgage that is just not comfortable.
Yeah, now part of arming yourself with information is taking a home buyer class. They're free, but you need to sign up for them. You can check with your local municipality to see if they're holding one. Or another great resource is Neighborhood Housing Services of New Haven.